So interesting week. You come in on Monday thinking it's going to be regular. You know, there's some weather coming. By Tuesday, there's talk of moving up the game. And then really Tuesday afternoon is when it was sort of like, okay, in 24 hours, we're going to play this thing. So how does a shortened week affect you guys, if at all?
Well, I mean, I think it does affect you just because it's not a normal routine.
Right.
I mean, but for us, I mean, we pretty much install on Monday and Tuesday, and then kind of Wednesdays we call no repeat Wednesdays. So we go through walkthrough, and then we kind of make sure everything from a situational standpoint is exactly the way we want it on Thursday morning. We have another walkthrough on Friday. So, you know, you're probably missing a little bit of prep time. But, you know, at the same time, I mean, by the time Tuesday rolls around and we got a little walkthrough in this morning, I mean, our kids know what we got to do. And,
right.
You know, you get to this point in time of the season, you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, it's, you know, it boils down to blocking, tackling, taking care of the football, and executing what we do well.
So from the literal day I met you, like you are a process-oriented man. You are, you align yourself every day by being very consistent in your actions personally, and of course, then you try to put that into others, understanding that's what leads to success. So I'm interested to know personally. You know, you've got your certain things you do on game day, and it's been pushed up. Certain things. So personally, like how's it going today?
Well, figuring out what I was going to wear Friday night now it got really pushed up. So that's probably the biggest dilemma is figuring out what I'm wearing during the game. You know, somebody asked me that yesterday. My wife asked me that last night. I'm like, look, I don't even know yet. I mean, like I'm still trying to get to Wednesday, you know. You know, I normally have my voluntary Bible study at the house, you know, on Wednesday nights. Well, that we're not getting to do that. And so, you know, with the weather coming in, we're not sure on that. But, you know, I am a regimented guy. I mean, I try to be consistent in what I'm doing. I have a game day routine, which I'll follow today, you know, and I'll make sure I still try to follow it the best I can, being that it's on a Wednesday. But, you know, it's just like anything else. I mean, you get to wake up in the morning and, hey, whatever life brings you, I mean, you got to adjust to it, and then you got to make the most of it. And look, and in our program, there's two things we say: no excuses, no explanations. And so we got an opportunity. They got to go through the same routine that we've got to go through. Whoever handles it the best, who's going to execute tonight.
That's really, I love the no excuses, no explanations. I think that's fantastic. So on paper, and golly, it makes me nervous to even say this to you, but on paper, this is a no-brainer. Y'all are leading the region in offense. They're last in offense and defense, other than the Carrollton game. Defense giving up a touchdown a game. I mean, on paper, it looks like a dominant effort. How do you keep that noise out of the ears of your boys?
Well, I think you go back to like Carrollton game, you know, 2 weeks ago. We have a high expectation for where we want to be in all three phases. You know, whether it's offensively, we expect to score every time we touch the football. Defensively, we expect to get a stop, get off the field, and then on special teams, flip field position or win the hidden yardage or have a big return or a big block. And that night we didn't do that. You know, and so I think everybody got a little bit frustrated. You know, I think we pressed a little early last week, but then once offense got into a rhythm and D got stops, then we got kind of this complimentary football, and then we blocked a punt. So, you know, I think the biggest thing is keeping in the back of our mind that, look, man, we're not exactly where we want to be yet. I mean, there's still a lot of improvement. And then when you think about them, like when they played, you know, Prince Avenue and they played these other schools, like I think the biggest thing, they turned the ball over, you know, and they gave people short fields. They gave people opportunities to score, and then it kind of snowballed on them. So, you know, teams like that are looking to play a good game where they don't turn the ball over or where they don't give people opportunities, and then looking to seize opportunities themselves. So, you know, our biggest thing, it's about us. Last week, we played Lanier. Look, we had to get lined up to them and all that, but at the end of the day, it was, hey, we're playing a faceless team.
Yeah.
And that has, you know, we don't worry about the logos. We're worried about us. And at the end of the day, I thought last week, our execution depended on what we did, not what they did, and that's what we got to do this week.
All right, I was giving myself time to get out because I'm about to ask you a question you might not want on this, and that's Julius being out. Do you?
No.
You don't want to?
I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Then we're done.